Welcome to the Chrono Trigger Jets of Time Randomizer. We have for you the weekly Sunday morning race between Phone, Hunny, and Cryomonoxide. I am VTSlacker. I'll be your restreamer and tracker, and I will pass it over to our commentator for today, smercjd. Take it away.
All right. Good morning, everyone. As VTSlacker mentioned, this is the Chrono Trigger Jets of Time weekly race, the morning weekly. And as we have our three runners getting ready to start, um, I'll be commentating for you today, and VT will be tracking this race. Just a quick info bit about this race and the flags. So this is a standard race flags with the Zeal alternate ending as well. So you can get Go mode in three different ways as usual. We have the Magus Go mode, which requires the bent sword, the bent hilt, and frog. We have the Tyranno Lair Ocean Palace Go mode, which is getting the Dreamstone, the Ruby Knife, and the Gate Key. And then we have the Black Omen Go mode, which is the Clone, the Chrono Trigger, and the Pendant. So we have our racers starting off today. On the top left, we have Phone. On the top right, we have Hunny. And on the bottom left, we have Cryomonoxide. All three of these racers have been around, and as we can see, they started off with Luca and Robo. Um, Luca, yay, our favorite girl right there. She is one of the ideal characters to find in Chrono Trigger. All characters are accessible in this mode, depending on the items and go modes you get and locations you can visit. All right, we have a little bit of divergence already from the runners. Looks like, checking different markets. Phone is checking, let's see, Hunny. Okay, so we're looking for heals, we're looking for ethers, we're looking for mid-tonics, revives, and shelters. I know a lot of people like to go with the standard, which is like 30, 3, 3, 10, 10-ish. So we're searching for those. Phone is checking. It looks like we have... Okay, I missed it. The clone. Okay, the clone in Pori Village. Did he buy it? I missed if he bought it or not. And then we have over on Phone's screen, we can see we have the Prism Shard. Okay, so those are our first two items of progression. Prism Shard from... Oh my gosh, I forgot the name of that. the tool spot. Chorus in. All right, let's see. All right, Phone up at the top left is rating Medina Village tabs. We got the magic tabs are at +2, and the free speed tab there. Okay, looks like all runners today decided to go check the items in 1000 AD. So there are things you can do in 600 AD before going to 1000 AD, but it is a good idea, as you can see all three runners are doing this, going to 1000 AD, checking those items, you never know what you can find there. Checking the market, seeing what items are accessible to them. But it looks like Hunny is our first to do a little bit of power tab farming here in the forest. The power tabs are at +3. I'm curious if he will do any grinding. No, not there. The typical grind spots are usually either the Medina Village fight or 600 AD in the forest. Or I think it's Denadoro Mountains. Those are your more standard grinding locations. All right, so with power tabs at +3, we do already have Robo, somebody that we could use those on. Ban the non-believer. No. Yikes. All right, so Cryo decided to go with the fight in Medina Village for the grind. This one is a very nice fight because it's just one fight. It gives you 5 tech points, which basically gives you 2 techs right from the get-go. Fawn is doing the forest grind spot. Welcome, Volvia. Thank you for joining. Glad you're here. Glad you have your coffee. I'm not glad that your leg's hurt. So in Chrono Trigger, there is a thing that happens. If you learn a new tech, the tech points that you get will basically double into the next set. So for that 5 that Cryo got there with that fight, he basically got 5 plus another 5. And sorry if I misspeak, by the way. This is my first time doing commentary by myself, so if I misspeak, normally I have somebody to like ask the question to. So if I say something wrong, I do apologize. All right, power taps +3, magic taps +2. I missed if they did any tech checking. I don't know what techs they have access, but it looks like Cryo is the first into the cathedral. Area bomb with Robo, that's nice. They should take out 2 of these Naga-ettes. Looks like Hunny is the second one into the cathedral. All right. I'm trying to see if it looks like all the runners were able to, so this happened relatively recently. Well, recently for me, but it's probably been more like a year now, maybe 2. You can change the settings of the battle speed and battle messages before you even load up the seed. That was a really nice change that happened, and it looks like all 3 of the runners did do that. Otherwise, this battle can be incredibly slow. It's something I still forget to do whenever I play, and I get to this fight and I realize everybody's going really slow and I have to go back to the menu and change it. Was that shot there from Robo? On the top left, I think it was. Knocked them all out real quick. And I had 3 runners. After doing their traveling, their farming, and their items hunting, they are all at the cathedral almost at the exact same time, with Chrono as our 3rd character. This is definitely a fun team. Chrono and Luca having the Fire Sword 2 accessible, Robo and Luca having the Robo tackle, the Fire Tackle. So those are some really good techs right there. And Fire Zone is their triple tech. I had to look that one up. I briefly forgot what that one was. I believe the Fire Zone triple tech is in, what do you call it? Not in AoE, but the it's like centered on Robo, I believe. So that one isn't necessarily the best one, but I think with some positioning you can make it work. Yes, you always love a Robo Luca team. Yeah, me too. Robo Luca, Fire Tackle, you can get really strong dual techs going on. We'll see what these guys do. The only downside about these characters, we do have Robo, which there is access to the desert as a check. The other 2 characters that could potentially open certain checks would be Marley, or Marl, who can open up that Prism Shard, which they already have in hand. So maybe they go to the back looking to see if Marl is available, or maybe they don't. It does look like Cryo is heading towards the back. It may just be for loot, or it may be all the way to the back. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, this is Boss Randomizer. So let's go over the text. We have Boss Randomizer, Spot HP. We have Gear Rando, as you've probably already seen them getting various gear with pluses and minuses on them. And we have healing items. And I think you might have seen already that Ethers are healing for 11 MP. We decided to keep the standard race flags with just those different flags for our weeklies, just to give us, you know, a little bit of traditional play styles. All right. So I think I was incorrect about the Medina Village fight. You don't get 2 techs from that fight. You only get the first one. So that's why when Cryo went to Cathedral, he used area bomb and didn't have access to shock. So there's one correction. Okay, looks like Phone is going to Hecarim Cave. Cryo is headed towards the back of the Cathedral, and Hunny is doing the desert. I don't know if he's going to actually fight this boss or if he's just looting the desert. This boss can be a little challenging. Again, it's boss random, so we don't know what actual boss is here. With HP, whatever boss is here is going to have close to the HP that this boss would normally have. So this boss, okay, yeah, he's not fighting it. Okay, good. But the boss that's normally there, I think, is Red Knight, and they have a combined total of 3,500 HP. So whatever boss is there would have something around that amount. Okay, it looks like Hunny is finishing up tab farming, and we have made it to the back of Cathedral. Cryo is here in the back of Cathedral. We'll see what boss we get here. And Phone has learned, Chrono learned Life. I didn't see what Chrono's other techs were. Wait, is this vanilla Yakra? It is. We have Yakra back here. Okay, well, this is a pretty okay thing to have here. It could be really, really challenging if you get something like one of the mutants or something back here and you don't have access to certain magic. But Yakra being vanilla here is certainly nice. It's not like the most fun. Oh wow, Super Bowl already. This is great. So Chrono obviously has access to Lightning 2 and wait, is it Lightning 2 or oh my gosh, man, I am really forgetting things. Let me double check. Pretty sure it's Lightning 2 and Shock, but it could be. Oh my gosh. Text, Chrono, Robo, Super Vault is, yeah, no, it's Luminaire and Shock. It just looks like Lightning 2. The animation looks like Lightning 2, but it is Luminaire. Yes, it is, Volbia, thank you. It is Luminaire, and that is a quick fight there on Cryo's side. Access to Super Vault this early is really fun. We might see Cryo going to Hecarim as well with that magic ability. Again, we don't know that it's Hecarim back there, but okay, exciting time. We get to see Cryo's going to show us what character is upstairs. Meanwhile, Phone and Hunny are both in Hecarim Cave. Phone is... Oh, Robo Tackle has just learned. So Fire Tackle from... Wow, these early tags. Okay, it's Marl. Marl is at the top of the castle. So we do have access to that Prism Shard quest. I like that Cryo has her named as Nadia. I think most of us who are Chrono Trigger fans know that that's her real name. And we also have the potential for Marl, Luca, Antipode, if Cryo decides to use Marl. Okay, doing a little bit of gear arrangement here, saving, and now we get to see what boss is at the back of Hecarim Cave. Oh wow, Son of Sun. Son of Sun, back of Hecarim. This is... I don't know if they had any fire protection. Now, this boss can use flare, right? But it is weaker than it would be if it were in the future like it normally is. All Alright, we have a Moonstone. Okay, looks like Cryo is resetting out of the bridge chest for now. I'm not going to take that Moonstone. Can't really do much with it just yet. Might be a little more incentive for the Prison Shard quest should that come up later. Okay, there's the flare. How much is this going to do? Everybody lives through it, so that's good. And Phone is just taking the aggressive path here, and he already knows which fire is causing the damage. So he's sticking to it. With this, he should be able to get through all 10 hits before the boss cycles through again. But we shall see. Chrono might... Oh, ouch. Alright, that one took out Chrono. I'm not sure how many hits are left. Alright, and then Cryo is now joining the group in Hackern Cave. Did not switch Marl in, at least not for now. Is going to stick to this team. This is a pretty solid team already, so... Okay, we did a roulette shuffle, but was this the final? Okay, Son of Sun is losing his fire. Alright, we got through it. Very nicely done by Phone. This battle can be a little tricky. If you don't get the 10 hits in, it cycles through again, and it could do flare again, so you'd have to spend time healing all your characters up again so you don't get a party wipe. One nice thing about the Ethers situation is Ethers are currently healing 11 MP, which means that mid-Ethers... Oh. Gate Key! Alright, this is a wonderful item to get here from Hackern Cave. Looks like all of our racers today will be getting that Gate Key. This allows access to the prehistoric time period as well as 12,000 BC, allowing you to get to Mount Woe as well. So it opens up a few new checks. And here in the prehistory, it also opens up another character check. So there could be, like, let's see, who's left? Ayla, Frog, and Magus. The 3 characters remaining, one of which could be here in prehistory. So one thing that you see Phone doing here is immediately running back up the mountain and jumping into the portal. Doing this the one time is really nice. This is two reasons to do this here. One, to unlock magic, should he choose to do so, and looks like he is. So you can come here and talk to Specchio, do his little game where you run around the room 3 times, and unlock magic with your characters. The other reason for coming back here is you can go through the portal to Mount Woe, and once you've done that, you can also just take the epic there whenever you want. So it unlocks that era. Alright, looks like Hunny has successfully taken down Son of Sun back here as well. One interesting thing, if you get to Specchio, let's say like Gate Key is one of your first like checks at Pore or the tool shop, or Tool Spy. One thing you can do is immediately go here to the end of time and talk to Specchio and unlock magic, and it will automatically unlock all 3 techs. That's one advantage of checking those early items before like doing any grinding or going directly to the cathedral, because getting an early gate key can unlock those first 3 techs. It can make the game a lot faster for you, having those techs available to you right away. Alright, Cryo is about to reach his fight. He doesn't know it yet, but Son of Sun is here. Oh, interesting. Phone is checking with the new in prehistory. So, White Rock Plus. This is a fun thing to do The rocks are also randomized in gear. You see there's a plus there on the rock. This one is unfortunately just magic defense +5. Not necessarily the best plus from gear random that you can get. Some of these rocks you can get some really cool things like Sunshade's effect or even Prism Spec's effect. Some of them give you like extra speed. So really cool things there. Phone is also checking the things you can get with farming these items here. I think I saw a Taban suit. Is Phone doing the hunting range? Uh-oh. He must have seen something in there. I didn't get to see it. He went pretty quick. But he must have seen something in there that he really wants to have early on. So what you can do here in the hunting range, you can farm these guys for enough of the materials to trade them in to get those items. So looks like one of each from these frogs. I can't remember, it's been a while since I've done the hunting range, but I can't remember how much time you have to spend farming here to get those. But I don't see too many people do it unless there really is something like you really want there. And typically things that have like auto haste or prism specs effects or plus a lot of speed, things like that are really attractive and oftentimes can actually pay off. The time that you spend farming the resources here in the hunting range can be overcome by the time you save in boss fights. Speaking of boss fights, looks like Cryo has gotten through the Son of Sun as well, very swiftly, and will soon be getting his gate key. Hunny is going back to prehistory, I think, right? No, back to Medina Village. Let's see what Hunny decides to do. He did go back to prehistory. He did unlock magic. But it seems like he is going to 600 AD. Maybe he's going to check the bridge. Maybe he's going to check Denadora Mountains. Yes, looks like the bridge check here. This is something that Cryo has already done. I don't think Phone did. In the hunting range where Phone is, the new appears. It's down there. That one's not too bad to get to. So you should be able to fight this new, get some good tech points and some good resources here. Alright, so Hunny's about to get his information here about the Moonstone. That Moonstone basically doesn't do anything unless you have both the gate key and the pendant. You need access to prehistory, you need access to the future, and that allows you to power up the Moonstone, and then on top of that, you need the Prism Shards to be able to do the Prism Shard quest and have Melkor do something with the Moonstone for a progression. So, looks like Hunny is going to go ahead and do this bridge, though. He's doing the bridge fight. He's not hard resetting. This is something we saw Cryomonoxide do earlier. Reset it out of this Moonstone pickup. So we'll get to see. This is an interesting location to go to, even if you don't necessarily want the item, because these drops can be pretty significant. So I want to pay close attention here to see what we're getting from these Aussie drops, as well as the boss fight here. All right, looks like Phone needs to do just a little bit more grinding, farming here at the hunting range to get the item that he wants. Item or items, plural. Meanwhile, we have a commercial break in progress for Cryo. Twitch and their rules. It was actually something that I was talking to Phone about earlier. And I mentioned, like I've seen a lot of really strong racers finish with really good times when they invest early on in grinding at least a little bit. It can really speed up all your fights thereafter. So, okay, looks like Cryo also did activate magic. I'm not sure, but I would guess that he switched Marl in, or Nadia in his case, to unlock the magic with her. And is this an early WoW play? This looks like an early Mount WoW play from Cryo. And speaking of Hecarim, we also have an actual Hecarim at the bridge spot. Fortunately, they do have access to really strong magical text right now, as you can see a Super Volt there on Hunny's screen. So Hecarim should go down in short order. That was 1,000 damage right there. Okay. Oh, we already have a Taban vest. Okay. That's why he bought that from the WoW shop. Oh, interesting. That's a really good one. That extra speed for Luca is really nice. Robo Tackle. Alright, down goes Hecarim. That was a real quick fight there by Hunny. Very nicely done. We'll be picking up the Moonstone. I actually missed the drops. I was going to look at the Aussie drops. Blue Vest +1. I'm not sure what the Aussie Vest dropped here, actually. I missed it. Look, when everything interesting is happening on all screens, it's a little difficult to keep track of, alright? Thank you so much, Volvia. Ozzy was dropping full tonics. Okay, the most wonderful things in the world, but still absolutely nice to have. Alright, Hunny is now checking the back, or the burrow here. This can let you see which character is locked behind the 2 sword pieces, and it's Ayla. Oh my gosh. I know, it's something new! I'm not choosing to fight that new. Hunny and I might have some words, and I'm just kidding. I skip the new sometimes, a lot of times too, so I have no room to talk. Okay. Focusing, I got it. Oh, is this a roleplay from Hunny too? Why a better roleplay? These racers are going for it. I like it. I like to see it. All right, a phone. That's 2 full cycles of the hunting range, I believe. So should be able to get maybe even 2 or 3 items here. All right, haste stacks. Okay. Absolutely. That's a Monsoon +1. No way. Yes, please. Oh my gosh. Okay, what are we getting? We gotta get haste stacks. I mean, come on. That's insanity. Crisis Sword. I think, okay, so haste specs, Crisis Sword, and yes, I honestly think it's Speed Tab, okay. No Tabansu? Haste specs, Speed Tab, oh, maybe did he mess it up? Did he mean to get, uh-oh. Did he save? He might have messed up which, item to get, so he might have to farm a little bit more to get that. Honestly, if it were me, I'd be wanting 3 haste stacks, man. Come on. That's insanity. I'm really excited to see these haste specs in effect. Okay, like, haste is one of the strongest abilities in Chrono Trigger. Especially if you don't have to cast it. Like, one of the downsides of Marvel is the fact that you have to cast haste on your party. But if you have haste from any kind of equipment, that is one of the top things you can get. The other, maybe equally, maybe more, maybe slightly less powerful is Prism Specs. And when you have those 2 things combined into one, then you're golden. Yeah, that's about the best thing you can get. So love to see it from Phone's side. We're gonna get Luca using the haste specs there. Probably 6 speed tabs. Wow, I'd probably see a couple of those. Luca, right, to use your AOE's maybe. I don't know. We'll see. 2 were used on Chrono. So maybe Chrono is his current speed person right now. Okay, that was extremely exciting, but I may have missed a little bit of what's being dropped here in Mount Woe. Okay, looks like Cryo is getting Barrier, Shield, and taking these Rebel fights. These Rebel fights, they can be a little tough to beat, and they can be some slowish fights. Is this one going to Woe too? Everybody's going to Woe. This is Woe heaven. Nobody checked the Dactyl Nest to see what character was there. They're just like, nah, let's all go to Woe. So this is fun. Uh-oh. Getting a little bit of lagging going on. Okay, looks like we're good. But I ran away. I was gonna say the Rebel fights, if you do manage to take them down, they do give you 50 tech points and 1,000 experience. And at level 14, 1,000 experience is still a good chunk. And more importantly, 50 tech points can be absolutely worth. Remember what I said earlier about when you learn a tech in Chrono Trigger, that tech basically gets doubled. So whatever amount you got to learn that tech doubles towards your next tech. So getting 50 and learning a tech means basically you got 100. If you learn a tech with that 50. Unfortunately, oh, okay, looks like Hunny managed to take down that first Rebel, and they're dropping magic tabs too. Oh my gosh. Well, this is a fun seed. Phobia, I do believe that it is true in vanilla as well. I think that is a glitch that is from the vanilla game. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I do think so. I think I was watching a tutorial by Moon Blizzard, who, if you don't know, is one of the like I don't want to say older. I want to say somebody who's been around in the community for a while and has a lot of experience and knowledge about the game. I think it was a tutorial I was watching from him that mentioned that tech glitch is from the vanilla game. So if you go back and get the original SNES Chrono Trigger, I do believe it works that way there as well. I'm actually really... Ooh, a siren was dropped. So Cryo could switch in Marl to use that siren. Nope. Some people... Okay, so I will say, this is already a very strong team. Marl is often considered not one of the best choices for characters unless you get some really fun situations with her going on. It's really dependent. It depends a lot. And as you can see, none of these players are going with Marl. So, well, I guess Cryo's the only one that actually got Marl. Okay, yeah. So with Mount Woe, one of the more difficult situations about Mount Woe is if you're not very fast, running from these fights can take a long time because these little guys, these gargoyles, will do their attacks. Unless you're fast enough to dodge them. And even then, at 16 speed, you sometimes still get hit by them, at least I do. But they do have, I don't know, I think Phone used some speed tabs on Chrono, maybe specifically with that intention to dodge some of these fights a little bit more easily. It is really nifty that these rebels are dropping magic tabs. I kind of want to see a really magic-heavy, like, Robo or something. I doubt it. It'll probably just be used on Luca, because that makes sense, but... Oh, Nova armor there. I believe Cryo skipped that specific chest. I didn't see if Phone did or not. Cryo is almost at the top here of Mount Woe. Oh, so I was going to say, normally at the top of Mount Woe, you have Giga Gaia. Oh no, Chrono went down just before he could pull off the Luminaire on Cryo's side. These guys are really fast and really annoying. Gargoyles knock you down to 1 HP. Those man-eaters can cause chaos. It can be really stressful to fight these guys. This one is worth because there's 5 enemies on screen. You get a lot of experience and tech points here. And they're dropping magic seals. Flare alert. Oh wow, we're set. I don't know that we found anything too terribly amazing up here. If I'm being honest, definitely some good things like mermaid caps and things like that, but I didn't see anything that really stood out. Of course, I definitely missed some things here and there, but the most standout thing I saw were the rebels dropping magic caps. Yeah. Alright, so Giga Gaia is normally here at the top of Mount Woe. So normally, ooh, that looks really good. Whatever he got, that white mail +2, that looks really, really nice. So yeah, normally you have to worry about dark and fire magic. So having black mail and red mail can be really helpful in fights against Giga Gaia. However, we don't know what boss is actually up here, so we shall see shortly. Giga Gaia normally has 7,000 HP on the main body and 2,000 HP on either hand. So that is a combined 11,000 HP. So this is what could be the difficult or the challenge of coming to Mount Woe early, is you could have a very challenging boss here with 11,000 HP or somewhere close to that. And we have, okay, this shouldn't be too bad, especially if Cryo and the rest of the crew, once they get here, equip that white mail. It's Nisbel. So as you know, with Nisbel, you need to cast lightning magic to lower his defense. And then you can go crazy with physical attacks. That said, we do have a very strong magic party right now. I don't know that, because Phone did get a Crisis Sword, but I don't think Hunny or Cryo have a very wonderful weapon for Chrono just yet. So I think here it's going to be about keeping your party healed up. Nisbel has AoE attacks. He can also release the electric energy. So keeping your party healed, especially if you did not equip that white mail. We're going to see right now if at least... Looks like Robo has the white mail equipped, so Robo should be good. And then the others you could just heal up here and there to avoid getting knocked out. Flare doing 1100 damage, 1150. Okay, that AoE is a little scary. We don't have an AoE heal just yet. Nisbel, I would say, isn't necessarily the most challenging boss you can get here, but it's definitely not a pushover either. I think the biggest save is having that white mail just before getting to him. It had some buffs too. It was white mail +2. I didn't see exactly what it gave, but just being the absorption of lightning elemental is wonderful for this fight. You might have to burn through some ethers and some mid tonics here, but definitely worth. You don't want to take a death here and have to redo it. That's another thing about Mount Woe. It's kind of a longer dungeon, and so getting all the way up to the top and struggling with this boss can be, a real challenging thing. Looks like it is down on the cryo side, and we get a bunch of tech points and experience. So that's a real good payoff. There's Confused and Fire Sword for cryo. And unfortunately, he did miss a couple of those rubbles. They managed to escape, so he might have had that beforehand, but that's okay. We got through it. I think Uzi Punch was learned there on phone side. And what is the item here? Pendant! Oh my, okay. So, we have the gate key. We have the pendant. Those are our first two major items from these guys. From all of our racers, we're gonna have those items. Fully open seed, you guys. This is wonderful. Things could be anywhere. We could see various go modes. I am absolutely curious if somebody will go through the prism. Yes, the trial, exactly, VT. I was thinking the same thing. I am hopeful that somebody will do the trial. They have the Moonstone as well. That's 2 items. So, that would be... So, actually, I think it would have to be Cryo, because Hunny did not get Mono in the back of the Cathedral. Now, Hunny did check the burrow and knows that it's Mono that's down there. So... Oh, you're talking regular trial. This trial, the one that he's doing with Dependent. Yes. So I'm talking about the Prism Shard trial. my bad. Yes, but I'm very hopeful. I hope that somebody will do that and give those items from there, because that's the Prism Shard item and the Moonstone item. It's a little involved still. You still have to go back, charge the stone, but should be fun. I would like to take a quick moment and point out that all of these players have been absolutely obliterating on their execution. These fights have gone smoothly for pretty much everyone. They dealt with things that go a little, the RNG factor, right? I think like Phone, for example, on that Son of Sun fight, the Son of Sun did the one single attack to Chrono, who's probably the only character that would have died from that, but still managed to push through that fight just fine. Both Cryo and Nisbel and Hunny handling Nisbel seemingly just fine as well. So things are going really well. I think we're gonna start to see Phone having spent time farming those items that the haste specs on Luca. I think we're going to start to see him catch up. Obviously, time was invested farming the hunting range, so any time that he lost to that, he hopes to catch up by having the benefit of those items. Not just those items, but the tech that he farmed there and the experience that he farmed there as well. Also, I do apologize if I occasionally cough or sneeze. I'm still a little bit under the weather, so sorry about that. One free Fritz. Oh, did we free? Yes, we did. All right. So that is access to, I think, some free mid-ethers if you go to the shop and turn that in. All right. Yes. So, as anybody would do, you get the pendant, you go follow the pendant. I mean, the one thing about the pendant that is very attractive. So, okay, I'm going to give you the pluses and the minuses of doing the pendant in this position. The pendant, you go through this trial, which is time that you take without really getting any item directly from it, but it does unlock the entirety of the future. Second, it unlocks all of the pendant locked checks. So one of the flags that are standard in the race flags is the early pendant charge. So as soon as you finish this, The pendant is already charged, meaning you can go to those chests and unlock them with the pendant at any moment. Same thing with the doors that are blocked by the pendant. You can open those. And so there's a lot to farm immediately once you get to the future. There's a Eris Dome has a bunch as well, so that's on top of getting a progression item from Eris Dome. You also get to farm the pendant stuff in there. So this is very attractive. However, there is a possibility, let's say, that you already have the gate key. Let's say you do Reptite Lair, the desert, you have Mount Denadoro, you have 3, and even the Prism Shard by itself without the Moonstone. 4 different checks you could do where you might not even have to touch the future at all. So those could have, for example, the 2 sword pieces, or they could have the Ruby Knife and the Dreamstone. Yeah, Nisbal went down really fast for phone. I mean, that's the power of haste. That's the power of the specs. You get going. When the boss has less time to attack, not only is that less animation time you have to go through from the boss, it's less healing that you have to do. So that's why haste is one of the most powerful abilities or effects in this game. And that's why the specs are one of the most powerful buffs in this game as well, because you're doing so much extra damage and you're going so much faster. So, like I said, you might start seeing Phone catch up a bit here to the other players. And it does look like Phone is doing the desert. So this is exactly the point that I was going to make about that pendant, right? Okay, Hunny is also freeing Fritz. Wow, we got savers here. Not going to the future gives you still have a lot of checks available that could give you a go mode, and you get to skip the entirety of that. What was that helmet that we got there? Wait a minute, did that say prison? Did I miss this? Oh my gosh, it is okay. It's difficult to keep track of all 3 at once. I can't even imagine doing solo commentary before. Alright, I mean, if you came all the way down here to the desert, you're already this strong, just fight this boss, right? Or is he just raiding, looting it? Okay, he's fighting. Okay. Cool. And we have Slash! Regular Slash, alright. This shouldn't be too terrible for Phone. This boss is definitely, like, once you, like, so has confused damage. That was, what, 2,800 damage from 1 confuse? And Chrono's not even the one with the specs. He does have an 8 as his final digit using that Crisis Sword, so... Wow. That 2 confuses, there goes Slash. That's... that is... That's awesome. Like, it's so powerful. Like, this is the power of army. Okay, well, we'll see what comes here. Yeah, confused damage, right? Like, goodness gracious. Alright, we have... okay, so Cryo finished going through the trial sequence, is now down here fighting the Son of Sun fight, which is actually Zombor. This should go down pretty cool. Oh no! What weapon is that on Chrono? I don't... I think Chrono is still kind of running on a weaker weapon. So, just as a reminder, one thing that Phone did that the others did not do was raid the hunting range. And he was able to get a Crisis Sword. It does look like the rainbow animation, but I don't think it's a rainbow because it felt like it did way too little damage. So he got a Crisis Sword for Chrono, he got a Haste Specs, and 1 or 2 Speed Tabs or something like that. It was pretty insane, the items that were available there at the hunting range. And we're now seeing the time that he's making up, just zooming through these boss fights and just fights in general. All right, the item here at the desert is bent hilt. Okay, so again, that is one of the items, one of the gomos that you can get without having to go through the future. So we'll see. Yeah, I think Phone looks like he's avoiding following that pendant. Looks like he's scouting the desert first. We also have access to Denadora. And if he does do the backup cathedral, gets Marl, he could then do the prison shard as well. Okay. This is the Son of Sun is actually a pretty tough fight. Actually, Son of Sun himself being here is one of the easier, in my opinion, fights to have. Other bosses here can be really challenging. I think I've gotten one of the mutants here, and it was really difficult, especially considering how early you can get here. Yes, this Reptile Plate could be huge for Phone. I mean, again, so I don't know if you were here when I was talking about it, Choco. Basically, like, they all went to WoW, basically as their like first major play, right? So they all did Heaven Cave, and they all went to WoW. The pendant was on WoW, and both Cryo and Hunny decided to follow the pendant, which I think makes perfect sense, because they didn't go farming for those items like Phone did. Yes, I think that's what Phone is trying to do. So you can come in and out of this to reset it, and there are two things you can look for here: a quick dig and the rare spot dig. And it looks like he got it. I think this is one of the nice items drop down. I know it's at the bottom right, so I think he got it. Yes, Philip Lonkin, welcome as well. Being at work, no reservations, and a run to watch, absolutely. I wish I could have another con here with you, or with me, to share in the joy. But this has been a little challenging, I will say. My second Wonder Ball +3? Good, right? And before a second Haste Specs, that would be absolutely shenanigans. I'm curious. There's one more, but Wonder Ball 3. Now, Phone didn't get Marvel in Backup Cathedral, and he might still decide to go do that. But I'm curious about that Wonder Bow. Ooh, a time hat. Okay, not too amazing. So the Wonder Bow was pretty cool. A second Haste Specs would have been fantastic. Yeah, I think in Phone's case, I don't think we need to do much farming, to be honest. I think we're pretty set. I think your Go Mode dungeon is going to have any other items that you could really be looking for. These more standard dungeons probably don't have quite as much available. Yeah, so we will continue going here, and let's see what item we get here. Unfortunately, we're going through that commercial break on Cryo side again. It looks like a Lavos on Phone side. Yeah, Confuse is gonna tear it up here. I think we also have Robo Tackle available. Yeah, 2,800, nearly 2,900 damage Confuse this early in the game. And Chrono's not even the one using the haste specs. So, yeah, 2,900 times 50%, that's like what, 4,500 damage or something? Robo Tackle, 2,000 damage. Confuse is doing just as much as Robo Tackle, and Luke is the one with the specs, so... Okay, there is a smaller damage Confuse. It is because of the Crisis Sword, but down goes Lava Spawn. We are set. And the item we get here is... Robo's Ribbon. Okay. Definitely, I mean, we're using Robo. That's a great item to have. Makes the party even stronger. Unfortunately, it's not really progression. We are going to see here Eris Don't Play from Hunny. There we go. Yeah, Robo does need the speed. Yeah, it's not bad. For how fast you went through that dungeon, I absolutely think that a Robo's Ribbon is nice to have. It does look like Phone is going to continue doing the avoid the pendant, avoid seeing what's in the future, do all of these, smaller, quicker dungeons that are available. So we'll see what's here. The nice thing about Denadoro, and it's something that I like to do kind of early if I can, I like Denadoro because you can also get a speed tab up here. So doing it early gives you that extra speed tab that can really give your character, get a character to 15 speed, for example, to make running away easier. It's a play I like to make. I'm not saying it's the best play, but I like it. All right, so we got Double Eris Dome here from Cryo and from Hunny. I did miss item Cryo got from the Son of Sun fight itself. VTS, were you able to see what that was? I missed it. Because we got the bent sword from the climb from the desert, and then we got the Robo Ribbon from Reptite. Yeah, we'll see it on the Hunny side. Okay, thank you, VT. May have reset out of it. Maybe, yeah. I guess I don't know. I don't know if there's an item that you reset out of. I guess because anything could lead to something else. If it's the only thing I could think of would maybe be the jerky, I guess. But I'm pretty sure I said that he finished it, so we'll see. Okay, there's that speed tab I was talking about on Denadoro. Blackrock, no pluses, so probably won't be checking that one. Grand +2 at Eris Dome. Oh my goodness. We do not have Frog. He could be... So, Frog could be in the future, in part of the dome, or in Dactyl Nest. Nobody checked the Dactyl Nest. And here is the probable Protodome check by Hunny. I don't know. I probably would Frog with the Grand Leon +2. I don't know what the +2 is, but I probably wouldn't. But if he's not here, then he has to be in the Dactyl Nest, because Cryo went to the back of the cathedral, Marl is there, Hunny checked the burrow, Ayla is there, so all we have left is Frog and Nagus, who are in the future and prehistory, so we'll see. Okay, Hunny has Jerky marked on his tracker. Wait. Okay, so it must have been, yeah, it must have been Jerky from Son of Sun. I mean, I would check it. Like, I would see what item you get. Meanwhile, at Dodo, that was a very quick climb down my flop, and a very quickly downed fleet with those strong confuses. And we're gonna see the item up here in short order. The bent sword, and that is go mode, right? Bent hilt and bent sword. We have Magus go mode on phone side. Oh gosh, I missed the Pokemon jump. Yeah, it must have been Magus because Hunny didn't get the character and is rushing the Dactyl Nest. So it's gotta be Frog here at the Dactyl Nest. Um, but that is official. Oh, wait. Not officially just yet. Phone still does need to actually find Frog. So we shall see. He's gonna charge this up here. He'll probably check the burrow first, right? Because you turn in the sword to get the character there. Then he'll probably check Dactyl Nest, and I think that's where Frog is. So he might still not do the back of Cathedral. There is a chance he decides to check the back of Cathedral first. So we'll see if he checks there for Frog first. Wait, what? Magus is at Dactyl Nest? Wait. They must have missed it. Honey, didn't Honey go to Proto? What happened? Maybe he doesn't actually want Frog. Maybe he wants Mom. Yeah, okay. I think Honey might actually not care about the Grand Leon. Yeah, so Frog was in Protodome for sure, because Magus was a Dactyl Nest. But I think what Honey is actually looking for is Mom. Yeah, the Prism Shard quest. So it looks like Honey is going to do back at Cathedral to find Marl. Yep, okay, that's what it was. He wanted Marl. Okay, got it. Wait, so this is actually like one thing I want to point out here, right? So Desert had the bent hilt and Denadoro, the bent sword. You could have an instant go mode because you start with Robo. So Desert is available right away. Denadoro is available right away. You can have an immediate go mode in this seed. I'm curious if Phone will opt to bring in Ayla in his team. He has the Crisis Sword for Chrono, and he's already invested a couple of speed taps. Robo has the Robo Ribbon, and Luca has the Hayspec. So I don't know that he'll switch Ayla in. We shall see soon. She does have Triple Kick already, so, I mean, it's hard to say no to things like Blaze Kick. He did save some of those speed tabs, so nope, it looks like he's staying to this team. He used speed tabs on the main team. He says, no, I don't want to use Ayla this time. I'm already good. All right, there we go. Tabbed up and ready to rumble. So Phone is the first person to reach go mode. And again, like you could have had almost instant go mode, right? Like Desert's available, Denador's available right from the get-go. So the only thing now you still needed to get the gate key to get Frog in prehistory, which Phone is about to do right here. That said, that was just Heckern Cave, which is also something that everybody did right away, and most people do right away anyway because of the free checkpoints and stuff. So still, an incredibly fast go mode is possible here. Basically, everybody could have skipped Mount Woe and anything that's in the future as well. I do like that Hunny is following this. I think we will get to see the Prism Shard turn in as well as the Moonstone turn in. Okay, so Cryo did go ahead and opt to get Frog in the future because he did Airstone as well and has that Grand Leon +2. So I'm curious to see. There is a chance that Cryo also gets that same go mode. If Cryo just Desert after this, that was a really good skip there, as well. I always go way the long way around because I'm always scared to trigger it. Yeah, if Cryo does Desert right after this, then he won't be too far behind. Wait a minute! No, I got it backwards! Because I got it in my head that Frog was in prehistory, but he's not in prehistory. Frog isn't actually in go mode until he does the pendant. Frog is in the future. That's right. I have it backwards. Sorry, guys. My mistake. I messed that up. At this point, you would commit to Robo Chrono. Triple kick is nice, but she just came too late. Yeah, I agree, Choco. I think so. Like, you've already invested, like, I think Phone invested 2 speed taps on Chrono already. So if you're going to switch anybody, it'd probably be Robo. Excuse me, you had to cough there. So if you were going to switch anybody, it probably would be Robo. Phone also did get that Robo Ribbon. So with that Robo Ribbon, I don't know, like, if it's worth too much. Yeah, you just heal bot. Absolutely. So yeah, at this point, I think you stick with what you got and you just go with it. Additionally, Phone is actually very well grinded. So he did a lot of hunting range stuff. He got those haste packs. He got like the crisis sword. He got some real good stuff. But in addition to that, he also got a lot of experience and tech points. So he's actually like late game material already. And if you've already spent all that time grinding with those 3 characters, yeah, I think you just go with it. We are see what is behind the jerky here on Hunny's side. We're checking these pendant locked chests here for any really fun gear. There is a little bit of a glitch there. When you open those chests a little too quickly, it appears as the same item. So it said Aeon Blade twice, but I think one of those was not actually an Aeon Blade. So I'm not sure what the other item was. What is behind the jerky? More haystacks? Vigil hat -1. Okay, not awful. But another interesting thing, we haven't seen a hint of the other types of go modes, right? So we have in the future, we just have Junodome. And here we have the Prism Shard, which is what I believe Hunny is about to start doing. Yep. Needs to put in Marl in the party, I thought. Or do you no longer need to do that? Maybe just once you go upstairs. These items back here are usually pretty good too, and you can reset out of it, but he does have the Moonstone, so he probably won't. Alright, we have a third Fritz saver in the group. Phone is saving Fritz as well. So did they upgrade these items? Rainbow Helm +1, okay. Ruby Knife. Okay, that's Geiki Ruby Knife. And where is the Dreamstone? So when it comes down to chances, the Moonstone, unless there is something that opens up more in the future, like Genodome, I think Genodome might have to be the Thomas Pop, and then Giant's Claw would have to be Terra Arm 2. Oh, wow, yeah, Terra Arm plus 2 is absolutely nice. Right, VT, what is happening? Nobody had the cat in the house. What? But all of them free Fritz. I don't know what's going on, VTS. I have no idea. Alright, so Phone needs to finish this trial, basically goes to check Protodome to get Frog, and Phone is then officially in go mode. He is definitely in no mode, he knows that that's true. Actually, no he doesn't. He never checked the back of Cathedral. That's interesting. I think I probably would have checked the back of Cathedral first for Frog, since that's a little faster than doing the trial. But, I mean, it could be either way, and either way you choose to do it, you're neither losing or gaining time. So, none of these runs are validated. I didn't say it. This is coming from Chokosura and chat. I did not say. I was just quoting. Yeah, but no putting the cats. Like, what? Come on, guys. So yeah, so Phone isn't, what I was going to say is Phone isn't technically in no mode just yet. Could be the Cathedral. So he's doing the future, probably going to rush over to Protodome and be nicely rewarded that Phone is there in Protodome, thankfully for him. So he won't have to go back and do the Cathedral. But that will be official go mode for on Cryo's side. He's about to pick up the bent hilt here. If Cryo decides to go to Desert, he'll be able to get his bent sword and be in go mode since he already has Frog. And we're about to see what Hunny is going to get here. Just finished beating this boss. It was Masamune. We'll have to go back downstairs to talk to Milkfire and turn in that moon. Well, actually, I don't know if Hunny powered up the Moonstone yet. So I think Hunny still has to go to the prehistory, drop off the Moonstone, go to the future, pick up the Sunstone, and then come back here to turn it in to see what item that is. There is another thing that the runners have options to do. In Phone's case, since he's already powered up the Master Immune, you could go to talk to Taban to see if there is something. I think Taban gives you some kind of gear for having the sword, the Masamune forged. He also gives you a good helmet if you turn in if you've already powered up the Sunstone. So that is another option that is available to Hunny as well once he powers up the Sunstone. Or did he already do it? Because he looks like he's running back here. Now, this is an interesting play from Phone. He is rating this. Oh gosh, I forget. It's which lab number is this? I'm curious because it's lab 16. Thank you so much, Choco. Has there been an upgrade or an update to the items in lab 16? Have they been upgraded to lessons here or something like that? I know that in the past nobody would do this before, but have there been like upgrades to this, or like are they more worth checking now? I know that the main reasons to check these items, just good jobs in general. Okay. Maybe Phone is just helping showcase the things that you can do, right? Those are things you can definitely do. I know that for me, when you play a mode that's called a Chronosanity, a flag with Chronosanity, then those checks become even more important because they could actually have progression, right? But for now, they're just kind of good checks to do. Okay, so Fun made it to Proto. Should make quick work of these fights here. The second fight here in Protodome is skippable. You have to walk along the lower portion of the wall. I don't think you can run. I think if you run, you mess it up. And it does look like Cryo is going to the desert. So this is going to be go mode for Cryo as well. And Hunny may get a different go mode. Hunny is going back here. If this Moonstone is the Dreamstone, then Hunny is also in go mode, but he will have the different go mode of Tyranno Lair. And moment of truth. Hero Medal. Okay, it's not over yet. The Hero Medal could still have that Dreamstone. So all you gotta do now is check the bio and see if there is a stone over there. Now, that Hero Medal, also, Hunny does know that he has Grand Leon +2. He could theoretically go back to Protodome and pick up Frog. I don't know that if it's worth doing, which honestly feels a little sad to say that he could. Hero Medal Grand Leon +2 Frog might still not be worth. That feels bad to say. I think it probably is worth, but I'm not sure, and not being sure sounds kind of bad. But, Hero Medal, if you don't know, is basically specs damage for Frog. In addition to, I think, Barrier. And Grand Leon +2, we haven't seen what the +2 factor is, but the Grand Leon is the strongest weapon you can get for Frog, for the most part. So, I don't know, but let's say this is the Dreamstone. I might rush, get Frog, and go do... Okay, Thomas Pop. So this is what point I was going to make before. I was going to say that unless Genodome has the like Thomas Pop that leads to whatever else, because otherwise the seed would be locked. And there was only 2 checks that we knew about that were remaining that could have the Dreamstone, but then that means the other check would have to have items that eventually lead to the other go mode, right? Which in this case would be the Black Omen go mode. So either Genodome has the Dreamstone, or it has what all of this stuff here is, right? We have Hero Medal led into Thomas Pop that is leading into who knows what else, right? We know it can't be the Robo Ribbon, we know it can't be the 2 Swords. The only things that are left now are the Dreamstone, the Clone, and the Chrono Trigger. So what other check am I forgetting then? Because there's 3... I feel like I'm forgetting a check. What is it? We did Mount Woe, we did Reptile Lair. We did... So we have Genodome and this. What am I forgetting? There's got to be another check that I'm missing, because that's not enough items. We have 3 items missing, but only 2 dungeons we didn't do? That doesn't sound right. My math isn't working here. Okay, but anyway, that is official go mode for Cryo and for Foam. Foam is getting to Magus Castle first. Cryo is about to pick up his go mode here. He'll still have to forge the sword, and so on. I would say that Cryo is probably more familiar with this go mode. I know that he is a fan of Legacy of Cyrus, and in Legacy of Cyrus, Magus Castle is just part of it. So that is something he is familiar with. Phone, I'm pretty sure is familiar with pretty much all the go modes. I know that I haven't done Black Omen in a while. I think the last one I did was Black Omen, and it was way slower than I used to be able to do it in. So even being a little bit unfamiliar with it can cause some, you forget some skips here and there, things like that. Alright, Giant's Claw will either have the Dreamstone, or the Clone, or the Chrono Trigger. What check am I forgetting? there's a dungeon that we're not thinking of. Oh my gosh. This is gonna bug me until I figure out what dungeon I'm not thinking of. We did Air's Dome, we did Son of Sun. So Geno Dome is the only thing we didn't do in the future. We did the Prism Shard quest, we did Hecarim's Cave. We turned in the Sunstone. So that's all of 1000 AD. We did Denadoro, we did the desert. The bridge had the Moonstone. Oh my goodness. We did Mount Wood, that's where we got the pendant. So what is not adding up? We did Reptile Lair. What in the world? Because there's 3 items remaining, but only 2 dungeons. Do we get 2 items from a certain dungeon? No, not that. Yeah, Giant's Claw is all we have left. Giant's Claw, which is what Hunny is doing right now and just finishing, and Geno Dome. Those are the only 2 things that are remaining. The tools had the, oh gosh, that was a long time ago. It was the Prism Shard, I think, was on, or was, wait, that's right. It was Pori Village. Pori Village. The problem, I think, is in Pori Village, just nobody actually bought it. I think that's what it was. So that it all ends up now. Oh my gosh, that was gonna bug me. So thank you so much, you guys. Yeah, the snail stuff. The snail stuff. That had the clone. Okay, so yeah, Giant's Claw either has the Chrono Trigger or the Dreamstone. Geno Dome either has the Chrono Trigger or the Dreamstone. But it looks like Giant's Claw had the Dreamstone. We're doing the Tyranno Lair finish. So what's interesting about this? It is relatively assumed that Tyranno Lair is a faster go mode than Megasis Castle. So we cannot count, like, even though Hunny was the last one to reach go mode, he did get a potentially faster go mode. We'll see, right? Anything can happen with boss rando specifically, like things can go in all kinds of directions. The thing is, all 3 of these runners will have to do Ocean Palace after their go mode dungeon, right? Fallen and Cryo will both be doing Megasis Castle and then go to Ocean Palace, whereas Hunny will be doing Tyranno Lair into Ocean Palace. Now, with Tyranno Lair, a lot of it is based on skips. There's lots of skips that you can do in this particular dungeon that will save you a lot of time. And then you have one boss right before the Tyranno boss. Of course, with boss rando, we don't know exactly. Okay, skipping the items here, just going straight for. Okay, wow. Hunny just says no. I'm going straight for the end. Let's see these fun skips. Very nicely done. Okay, got that one. Cryo is having a commercial break again, and Phone looks like he just finished the flea fight. Okay, Ozzy's going to be in a pickle with a 5,000 damage Fire Sword 2, right? Yeah. Oh, wow, we have Rust Tyranno over here. Okay, so I think I missed this from phone's side. And then we have the R series for the pre-Tyranno fight, and yeah, it's an incredibly fast Tyranno go mode. He's already to the back here, skipped everything. Very nicely done. Do a quick shelter here. Very nice skips there on Hunny's side. This one can be a tricky one, but he got it. Very nicely done. All right, phone going through those, climbing the stairs here, skipping all of those fights as well. The second portion of stairs, this floor has a bunch of holes in it, but he skipped through that just fine. Oh, wait. Maybe he dropped down intentionally too, because there are some items in a magic tab down here. All right, and Cryo is doing the flea fight now, which was one of the golems. Is it golem boss here or regular golem? Regular golem. Okay, so it was golem boss in Tyranno Lair. I love that you said Ozzy's going to be in a pickle. And we have a raid from the Sensible Streamer. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Okay, this is a wonderful opportunity to mention, if you are not following these runners, we have on the top left, we have Foam, on the top right, we have Hunny, and on the top, or the bottom left, we have Commentators. If you aren't already following these runners, all three of these runners are exceptionally good runners. They know what they're doing. They've practiced and mastered the techniques to this game and to the randomizer specifically. Definitely worth a follow. They're also really fun people to watch, as well as give a restreamer a big thank you. VTSlacker, who is also tracking. A big thank you, round of applause for putting on this restream, being able to get this on. It's not an easy thing to do, but VTSlacker's got us handled, so please do give VTSlacker a follow as well. If you'd like to follow me, you can. It's no big deal, but I am available to be followed if you like. But yeah, back to the runners, we are fighting Black Tyranno and Azala here on Hunny's side. VTSlacker, I hope you put yours in there as well. But yeah, most importantly, the runners, there they are. Thank you so much, VTSlacker, for posting those into the chat as well. So for ease of access to everybody. All right, down it goes. This is a relatively long sequence, but notice how much faster, notice how much faster this go mode was. Tyranno Lair, like, Fun was already in Magus's castle before Hunny was even go mode. But then Hunny went to Tyranno Lair and went through it and beat it before Phone is even to the end of Magus's castle. So when I said in the past theoretically faster, assumed to be faster, absolutely way faster. Tyranno Lair is legit way faster, and all you have to do now, I mean, okay, there is still this little remaining portion here, right? You do still have to go activate Ocean Path. Wait, you do that in Magus's go mode too. So yeah, that's it. The difference was just Tyranno Lair. So I think, even though Hunny ended up having to do a couple extra dungeons, he did get that, because yeah, he did the Prism Shot, the Moonstone, and Giant's Claw, and checked the Hero Medal in order to get this go mode, but it still ended up being faster than Magus' Castle. I didn't realize how much slower Magus' Castle was. In part, like I said, with Tyrannolair, you have to know those skips, because if you get into a bunch of fights, it can really slow you down. But if you do know those skips, that's super fast, right? Whereas Magus' Castle, there's a lot of things you cannot skip. So even though Hunny was, I would say, behind everybody else for a while, now it absolutely looks like Hunny is in the lead. So we will see, right? We know, of course, that Phone also did get some really good gear, the haste specs and things like that. So we'll see if that pays off enough to make up for the time that he spent in the hunting range and doing those other things. So we shall see. VT, you didn't put yourself in there. I'm gonna put you in. Did I get it? I hope I got it. Oh, I spelled Twitch wrong. Oh my gosh. There. Now I got it. Alright, there we go. Now we have everybody included. Follow our restreamer, aka tracker, not aka, but slash tracker, and our runners as well. Okay, back to the game. We have Flea Plus here. We're probably going to go down pretty quick. It's a pretty strong Confuse and a pretty strong Robo Tackle, or Fire Tackle. Down goes Flea Plus. Lots of magic tabs. This Luca on Phone's side has got to have an insanely high magic stat. I think that Phone used every single magic tab on Luca, which I'm not saying that that's wrong or anything like that. That's actually, I think, what most people do. But I'm just curious, because the reason I said it that way is because there were more magic tabs available in this seed than most seeds that I played. Lots and lots of magic tabs. So I'm curious. I kind of want to. I'm going to try to see if he goes to the character screen so I can see what kind of magic stat Luke is at, because that's great. Interested in how Hunny is going to handle the elevator with this team. That's a really good point, Choco. Thank you for pointing that out. That is absolutely something that could kind of push him behind a little bit. That elevator fight can be really, really slow, and even fatal or dangerous if you don't get careful. So. Okay, switch to just water, so I think... Alright, we'll see if he does any grinding here. I don't know that he feels a need to grind here, so we may just go through this without grinding. I'm not sure. But yeah, so as Chokosur in chat pointed out, normally for the elevator part of this, you have a couple of fights that are, much more easy. Oh, wait, just 6 speeds drop on this fight. I'm playing with the fire! I would just farm this, get all those 16s, I mean, I don't know what his speed is at right now. Okay, Chrono's already 16. I'm gonna be firing up that speed so much. Oh my goodness. Funny watching Gus jumping to cast spells. You know what? She does her little jump animation. I mean, I would farm at least like 10 tabs there. Like just for the sake of having speed tabs. Now I know some of these are probably going to drop speed tabs too, because we don't actually know which ones are dropping the tabs. Yeah, so it must be those little cloaky guys, the little bent over ones. Because none of those dropped any tabs. I'm not sure there are more of those. There are. The Elevator Fights has some of those guys. So he will be getting some speed tabs. Okay, down goes Malgus on phone's side. The blonde-haired Malgus. And Cryo is almost there. I think Cryo actually has come a little bit to where Phone was in the fight. Well, I don't know. That Malgus fight was a little challenging. That was a long fight. Is a long fight. Okay. Moment of truth. We're coming up here on that elevator fight that Choco was referring to. I think you just gotta bludgeon through it for the most part. You know, cast single target spells or do attacks, things like that. In order to get through these. Now, this first fight you can just run away from, but it is those. What's the name of that guy? Is it a Jester or the guy on the left there in Hunny's screen? Those are the ones. The Scout, the Mage. Thank you. The Mage is what's dropping the speed tabs. So you can run from this fight, but I definitely would want those speed tabs. I think it's worth fighting it for that speed tab just to make sure you're not dying in Lavos once you get to Lavos. Okay, Luca has 58 magic on Cryo's side. I kind of want to see Phone show us what kind of magic. Hunny is making sure he's prepped there, healing up anything to see what we were going to do about these elevator fights. All right, here we go. So the third, I believe, elevator fight has the red, blue, and yellow scout guys. And that's what makes it really challenging, because you can't just blow them up with one AoE spell. Typically, you have either Frog or Ayla who can come in and use Frog Squash or Dino Tail at low HP and just wipe them all out in one go. That's not really an option here. Now, what you could do is just single target elemental spells on their appropriate color, right? You do have access to fire and lightning. And then for the fire scouts, or for the water scouts, you could just auto attack, or, you know, do it like spin cut or something like that. Wait, what happened? What happened? I missed this. What happened to Phone? Why is he fighting Magus again? No! And he didn't save? Oh my gosh, I was talking about the Scouts fight that I missed that. Oh no! Okay, yeah, when we saw Hunny handle Fleet. Now, the thing about Fleet, Fleet Plus can counterattack, right, with the AoE attack, and that can be absolutely brutal. But there's some random factor to that. So I don't know if Hunny just didn't get counterattacked, or if he calculated it to where he, you know, because she only starts to counter, he only starts to counterattack after a certain point. So I'm not sure, like, you know, what happened. I unfortunately was not watching on phone side at the time that it happened. So thank you, Phil LeBlanc, for pointing that out. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that puts Phone and Cryo in a much closer positioning, and it definitely widens the gap of Honey's lead. So we'll see how it goes. Again, Phone does have probably the strongest gear of all three of our current players. But that just goes to show that in this game, in this randomizer, anything can happen at any moment, especially with boss randomizer. I mean, Phone has what we would consider the strongest gear, right? But still, you know, took a wipe, and that can happen to anybody. So, you know, you gotta be careful, and one way to try to help is to make sure that you save frequently. Of course, saving does take time, either going to the spot or going through the menu and saving your game. Oftentimes, it does end up being worth. Otherwise, you can go through a situation like this. Very unfortunate for Phone. But props to Phone, hanging in there, plowing through this, still going at it, and gonna make short work of this Margus once again. Thank you, VT, for watching the replay there. 2 flea stairs on Robo, took out Robo and kind of gotcha. Yeah, 2 flea stairs will do it. Wait, just Robo didn't take out Luca? Or, because dang, Luca's strong. Yeah, like 1 flea stare can be enough sometimes to wipe. Like, I've wiped from 1 flea stare. So 2, oh, a gold stud right there. That might be worth it. Yeah, okay, already using a silver stud, might as well upgrade it to a gold stud. That's some real cheap flares. Uh-oh, looks like we're going through a little bit of a struggle here on Cryo's side. We have 2 down. Oh, does Glenn have water absorbing armor? No. He must be really close. There it is, okay. Cryo, he was on top of it. He had it calculated down. Okay, Hexmith just did some damage, yeah. Okay, down goes Margus for Cryo. Again, Phone was able to get through that fight a little bit more quickly. Those haste specs putting in a lot of work. The Crisis Sword putting in a lot of work. Robo Ribbon putting in a lot of work. So, and remember that we didn't get the hero medal on Phone and Cryo's side of the thing. So, now I can't remember, were there any items? I don't think Phone got anything from the shop. Okay, he did. Okay, and we have double Yakra 13. Yakra the 13th here on Hunny side, so we're close to all of those. Pretty strong robo heals there, or heal beams. Already took down one of them, working on the second one. Okay, so there's amulets, Terra Arm, Mega Elixirs. Yeah, those Mega Elixirs. Alright. I suspect Cryo is probably going to sell some stuff to get a couple of Mega Elixirs at least. Definitely has to be a little bit more choosy with what he has here. Alright, I think he was able to buy maybe 1 or 2 mega elixirs. Okay. Definitely, you. Did you see that? I don't know if you guys got that phone. Made use of all your save slots this time. Just to be sure, triple save before this Fleet Plus fight. That's the thing, too. You don't know that you're going to get a Fleet Plus here, right? Like, Box Rando, you never know what you're going to get. So, Fleet Plus happened to be here. Here's another stair. This stair is dangerous, and it is rude. So automatically heal beaming this time to make sure that we don't get caught off guard again. Meanwhile, Hunny is reaching the end of Ocean Palace. Gotta take down this queen lady. Alright, let's see how Cryo does with Fleet Plus. We got Fire Sword 2. 3,300 damage. Here is a stair, probably on Chrono. Okay. And quite strong, as usual, but I don't know, because, okay, so Frog was pretty late. Oh, I think 2 Fire Sword 2s. Yeah, so Cryo had put Frog in for, like, as soon as he got the Grand Leon. So he's had Frog for a while, but as soon as he did put Frog in. Yeah, so Grand Leon did, you know, it's really strong. Unfortunately, Frog is still a little bit behind on techs. So no Leap Slash just yet, no heal spell just yet. So gotta learn some of those, you know, important techs for Frog before we see him really shine. Oh, Cryo's down to 1 shelter, so I might have to stick to using some items here and there. Alright, meanwhile, Hunny over here has taken down Queen Zeal, and he's doing the first stage of the Lavos fight, breaking the shell. Then there's Lavos 2. Oh, was Chaos... Wait, Obstacle was slow, or Chaos... Wait. Obstacle is slow, okay. Yeah, slow stinks. But it's not the worst obstacle by any means. I'm curious, do you guys happen to know, does it override, does slow override haste from an item? Like, phone has haste specs, right? Will it override that, or does the haste remain? I don't actually know that. Okay. I feel like all of our racers are at a pretty strong situation going into Lavos. Hunny is at level 32. It is a little low for me, but I'm definitely not very good. So we'll see how this goes. This can be a tough fight, but I think that we did get enough tabs to kind of make this not as, like, Robo needs to be able to heal in between the first attack that happens, basically. And then it's ideal to be able to wipe out at least one of the arms, so that you don't get double arm attacked on. Alright, Confused doing 2,000, 1,800 to 2,000 damage. Flare doing 1,800 damage. Alright, probably want to get that heal beam in there. Okay, it looks like Cryo not gonna farm. But working on... so the one thing is, Frog already has Frog Squash, so, you know, getting Frog's HP low enough, that should be, I think, low enough to make those elevator fights go a little more quickly. You do get a good chunk of tag points from the bosses that are coming, so I'm not sure. I'm sure he checked Frog. Oh, really? I don't know, Choco. I actually don't know because Frog is a Frog fan. So that's the only reason I am not actually sure. Like, yeah, he's using speed taps on Frog, and I mean, it could just be for this fight. It really could. Oh, nice. Silver Earring equip as well, which makes max HP higher, making the difference of HP higher, making Frost Splash do more damage. And running the test now. Alright, it's enough to kill the Barghest shield, so... Alright, meanwhile, Thorn did make it through his third fight on the elevator, so definitely just plowed through, same way that Hunny did. Hayspec's Crisis Sword, level 32 as well. Alright, looks like Frog Squash is enough, but notice how using Frog Squash there, phone almost got that. Oh, he did get the skip. Okay, cool. It looked like he missed it, but then he got it, so well done. And our Lapises are MP Restore, so went ahead and used one of those. Going into the elevator fights now. Got the speed tab from the mage. Okay, sorry. We need to see on Hunny's side. Look at this. We're getting up close. Crisis may be iffy on double Yakra. Yeah, absolutely. We'll see with the chaos and... I mean, with a 9 HP digit right there, we have a very powerful, nearly 4,000 damage Confuse. Luca is chaos. Looks like Hunny is going with the center core strats here for Lavos. Okay, this one is the ultimate physical attack. It's like Grand Stone or something like that, and can be very dangerous, but I think we're going to be able to take down the middle core before that happens. There it goes. Alright, so we're going to dodge that attack, which is a very scary attack. Volvia and chat, I think if Phone hadn't wiped, they would be just a phase behind Hunny. I think so too. Yeah, I think they would be, yeah, pretty close to where Hunny is. Hunny has done an impressive job with these final, like, in-game sections. Like, the skips have been on point, the execution has been on point, the boss fights have been solid. Just doing an extremely good job. And well, a couple little iffinesses here. Ouch. Probably just misclicked to hit left too many times or something like that, and misclicked over there. So that's, or was it? Okay, yeah, using Chrono for the damage and Robo for the recovery. I mean, those confuses are packing quite a punch, so... Okay, we did go ahead and switch over to the Shiva Edge. I think at this level, Chrono's final digit on his HP is low. So the Crisis Sword becomes a little less reliable at this point, but Phone absolutely took really, really good advantage of that while he had it. Okay, here we go. We're going into this fight. Looks like, yep, it looks like Frog is still in the party. We're going to get all the tech points here from this fight. Hopefully that's enough to gain some new techs for Frog. I mean, it's a lot of tech points from this fight. And like I said, when you learn a tech from it, it doubles the amount. So whatever this amount is, I can never remember if it's 200 or 400, or 255 or something like that. It gets doubled. So that's like 2 or 3 possible techs for Frog. Hopefully for Cryo, that 254. Okay. So yeah, 254 is like 500, right? 508 or whatever. So that should be enough for 2 or 3 techs. Hopefully for Cryo's sake, that Leap Slash and Heal are both in there. Those are kind of Frog's 2 main techs that he needs to thrive in the late game. 1 or 2 is nice early. But for late game, you're probably not going to be doing much Water 2 with Frog. You're mostly going to be doing, especially this Frog with the Grand Leon, you're probably going to be sticking to Leap Slash stuff, and the occasional heal. Alright, here's the obstacle for Phone, and we are getting close here on A side. We've got to be pretty close. We've done a lot of confuses on this right core here, the main core. Shut off his defense. Robo-Tackle doing 2,300 defense down. Yeah, 450. So that, yeah, 1,800 confuses, so about 4,000 a round. Alright. Shouldn't have to worry. Oh, this is a confuse, so it must be close. Not quite yet. Reviving the bit, but you can still hit the right core here before he raises his defense again. Yes. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm imagining all the techs have been learned. But yeah, you could potentially do more with Fire Sword too. Yeah. Okay, there it goes. And Hunny has finished in first place with a time of 1:57.16. Get your GGs in chat for Hunny. Very nicely done. I'm going to check with okay. I'm going to check with the racers to see if, as they're finishing, if they want to hop in for an interview, post-race interviews. Alright. But while we're checking with that, we have Phone here on the Lavos 2 fight, and Cryo on the Lavos 1 fight. So both are very close. Both of them did a few different things from each other, right? We had Phone, who did a lot of previous farming for those hay specs and stuff. Whereas Cryo did a few other checks like Eris Dome and Son of Sun that Phone didn't have to do. So Phone did a couple of things in the prehistory. I think he did the Reptite layer where he got the Robo Ribbon and the Hero Medal. So. Oh. 1 second. We are working out how to get Hunny into the post-race interview. There we go. Welcome, Hunny, and GG's. You got first place today with a time of 1:57.16. How do you feel about this?
GG's. First thing I gotta wonder is, what did you have to do to get the other go modes? Because getting that Tyranno go mode was an endeavor.
Yeah. That actually is what, because you were behind the other two, because they both reached go mode first, but they both got Magus go mode. So even though you ended up doing more things, that Tyranno go mode, you slingshotted ahead of the other two, because Magus's castle is definitely much slower than Tyranno. So that was extremely fun to watch. So the things that you had to do for the Magus castle go mode was Desert, and I think Denadoro? No, Desert and... Oh gosh, I'm forgetting the other one that they did.
Reptite, maybe?
No, Reptite was the Robo Ribbon. Was it Denadoro? Did you do Denadoro?
No, I didn't do Denadoro.
Then that was it.
I didn't get either Sword Beast.
Yeah, so it was actually really, really available early on. Denadoro and Desert were like the first two, those are both available right away. So those are the two, Desert and Denadoro, and then you had to do Hecarim to get the pendant because Frog was in the future. Sorry, Mount Woe, right? Had the pendant to get to the future? Wait, where was the Frog? Frog was in future, right?
Yeah, Frog was, in the dome.
Okay, so you still have to get the gate key to access Mount Woe to get the pendant to go to the future and get Frog and Protodome. So it wasn't as but that's basically what they both did. Phone did a few extra things here, Cloud did a few extra things there, but both of them basically ended up getting that same go mode. Whereas you ended up going through, which I was very excited to see you following the Prism Shard and the Moonstone. I'm very excited to see that, and I'm glad that you eventually went to the Dreamstone Tyranno go mode. How did you feel though? Because for you, it must have felt like you were less locating, right?
Yeah, I thought I was completely cooked at that point, because it was the bigger problem than, forgetting to get the Moonstone, so I have to run down to the castle twice, was and having to do Giant Claw on top of a full Moonstone.
Mm-hmm.
Was, it just really felt like the route just wasn't quite working out.
Yeah.
But at that point, I was like, you know what, I'm hard committed to it. And, heck, I lost my thought earlier, but yeah, the thing I wanted to bring up was, what felt the worst was last location in Morrow, because I almost did that Yakra at the beginning of the seed, and it was a vanilla Yakra, so I could have beat him. At the very last second, I decided, nah, let me not
That's
do the
right.
Yakra. And then, yeah, I checked Burrow like 30 minutes in, and I said, okay, I'll check the other 2 character checks when I get past in future. Frog in the future. And whenever I was running through Dacnolness, the thing that kept repeating in my mind was, I better not see Maga standing on that cliff. I better not see his cape blowing in the wind on that cliff. The millisecond I saw him, I reset. I was like, I knew it.
Yeah.
And I was so flustered by the Magus thing, I forgot that after Dacnolness, I was supposed to leave the Moonstone in the Sun Palace,
Yep.
in the Sun Keep. But I was so flustered by the Magus thing that I forgot about it. And that's why I ran into the basement without it. I can say I was happy with the final Lavos fight because I kept on like inputting right to go from like the left bit to the right bit, and my input kept getting eaten. So I kept like fire tackling the left bit when I didn't want to. So I think that's just a controller thing.
Yeah. Real quick, just to interrupt real quick, Fawn also managed to finish the game, beat Lavos, so get your GGs in chat if you haven't already to Fawn. Big GGs. Looks like Fawn will not be joining us in chat, but he does want to remind everyone to say anything at every moment. Fawn did have a mishap on right before going to Ocean Palace. He took a wipe to Flea Plus, and basically got double stared, and didn't save since before fighting Magus. So he had to redo the Magus fight and go back up there. At the time, he was still behind you, so I don't know that it would have changed much in terms of the outcome of the race. Like, you were at the point, you were definitely in the lead by far. Or not by far, but you were in the lead. So I don't know that it would have changed anything in that regard, but that definitely was rough.
Yeah, I can't say that I never get lucky because I got a 0 counter Flea, so...
Yeah, that's right. I was wondering because, like, it's hard. I apologize. It's hard to commentate for multiple people alone and watch every screen. But I noticed like you didn't seem to have any trouble with that Flea Plus fight, so I was like, oh, it could be an RNG thing, like if you don't get stared. Yeah,
I had pushed them to like 60-70% life, then finished them off with like a big flame tackle at the end to minimize how many times I gotta hit them.
Right. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Yeah, you can definitely calculate the amount of HP that it has and go with that. So nicely done. I did want to say, and I mentioned this during commentary, you did an excellent job. Like, it seemed like once you got that go mode, you were just zooming. Like, you just got all your skips. I think you missed one skip in Tyranno Lair, maybe. But you got like everything. You were just going through it it was like something like ticked inside you or something. You turned into Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know. I was like, what? He's just going ham. So did something was it because of those mishaps with the Magus thing in prehistory, or is it just how you normally do it?
It's a little bit slower than I normally do it. Yeah, I missed the skip in that first triple door room because I took one step too far to the right and bumped into that tile. Oh, I took 2 encounters because whenever I line up with the door and have to hit the action button in the door, I had missed that one by a frame. But yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite go modes. I think the reason I look so clean with it was because, not counting the encounter parts, feels like every other practice seed that I've played in the last 2 or 3 weeks has been Tyranno. Actually, I haven't done Magus Castle in 2 or 3 months, and I did one Black Omen a few days ago, but other than that, it's just been Tyranno mode go layers like crazy, so it was fresh in my mind.
Okay, gotcha. Well, you did an outstanding job. Honestly, all 3 of you guys were really putting on excellent displays of game knowledge and strategy and thinking on your feet. You guys really did a wonderful job, and it was exciting to see. And it made commentating easier for me because I was able to just be happy seeing how well you guys were playing. So really exciting stuff. Chad was having a good time as well. So thank you for that. Did you have any other questions about the seed itself?
I just want to say, thank you to the, restreamer, commentator. I understand it's a little early in the morning, but it's late for me because, didn't work like a 10-hour shift last night.
Oh, gosh.
Hopped on and played this game, so, I appreciate y'all, inconveniencing yourselves, moving the starting time back an hour for me, so I just want to say I highly appreciate that. And, just shout outs to the Jets community, all the admins, all the devs, and all the people that play the game. Yeah, looking forward to Millennial Preseason 3, and, happy to be a part of this community. Thank you guys for everything.
Oh, don't sweat it at all. Thank you. We can't have the race at all without racers, right? That's actually one of the things I was worried about this morning. I was like, oh gosh, are we going to have enough racers? So we really appreciate it. And not just having racers, but you guys are good. You guys proved you're very good at this game. And so we need racers too, But if you want to hang tight a little bit, I think Cryo is almost done. I will be inviting him to post race. If you can't, that's totally fine. 100% understand if you got to go. You've definitely been up for a long time. But if you're able to and want to hang out to see if Cryo wants to join as well for post race interviews, one thing I did want to point out, Phone did a little bit of hunting range grinding, and I don't think you guys checked the hunting range, but there was a haste specs in there. So that was that definitely helped him catch up, because he spent time farming it. Like the hunting range takes a while to farm, but most of the time that he spent farming, he did actually make up in that haste specs, like just that and the Crisis Sword for Chrono. Like both of those things were just making boss fights just go like that for him, like super quick.
Yeah, I guess it is one thing I could bring up. It may seem that like I was getting a little obnoxiously aggressive with the looting, because I had like in-game armor, helmets, and weapons and everybody, and I was still opening boxes, and I turned into turkey and all that. Part of that was because I thought I was behind, but also I was specifically looking for a haste helmet, because if I had a haste helmet, I would have been brave enough to do the Crisis Sword strategies. But without a haste helmet, I'm not brave enough to do that.
Ah, okay, interesting.
Didn't get my haste helmet, so we just rocked and rolled with the Slasher 2, and Slasher 2
yeah.
done.
I did notice you were going around getting like a lot of those pendant armors and stuff like that. So can you explain the haste Crisis strategy that you're referring to? I'm just curious.
If you want to see it in action, Phone did it in an async recently. Got XM for the clip. But he was able to kill all 3 phases of Lavos in like 90 seconds or something. He intentionally let his 2 characters die, and he had a haste helmet on and a Doom Sword.
Oh my gosh.
Like the boss music wouldn't even kick in all the way before the boss would die.
That's incredible.
Yeah, you gotta X Phone for that clip if you still got it.
Yeah,
that was an amazing thing to see. I wanted to do it this seed, but without haste, it's it turns some legit into a gimmick. Like you're kind of hoping to get lucky if you do it without haste.
Right. Yeah. That makes perfect sense. So, wait, that missed. Poor Cryo, having a little bit of tough luck here with some misses going on. Are we out of revives, or no? We have revives. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely have to reach out to Phone and ask for that clip. That sounds extremely exciting.
Yeah, he might have posted in a spoiler chat, so everybody might have not seen it. But you should load that one up for everybody to see. That is a hot clip. You would never see Lavos get bodied like that again in your life.
There it is. Phone posted it in the chat, so I'll bring it up. I'll put it in like a separate tab so I can watch it later. Let's see, there we go. Pause. All right, thank you for that, Phone. All right, we are here at the final boss fight here with Cryo as well. Getting a few unlucky misses here and there. I didn't actually get to see which techs Frog learned, so Cryo did go ahead and decide to put Frog in the team with that Grand Leon +2. So we're trying to see, like, unfortunately he didn't do very much grinding, at the Ocean Palace, so he didn't have Leaf Slash or Heal at the time. I definitely seen that he did learn Heal, but I don't know that he learned Leaf Slash. I don't think he did, because he's using Frog as mostly a healer.
This would have been an amazing seed to get an insanely early go mode, because that Ocean Palace grind fight drop speed tabs.
Yes, I know, I saw that. I was wondering if you were going to farm more there, actually.
I was level 33. If I can't beat Lavos to level 33, that's on me.
Oh, jeez. Okay, I got some practicing to do. But yeah, so...
Yeah, I was strong enough. I was four slotted on every character, so,
Yeah, you definitely...
My mouth was watering at the thought of it, though. Having Chrono already be at 16 speed was another thing. Like, I didn't need the other two at 16 speed, I just needed Chrono at 16 speed.
Yeah, just Chrono, you're safe, you're good. That's fair. Very, very fair indeed. Yeah, and I don't think anybody really farmed speed times there. Like, the only one that I really expected to was Cryo, because, with not having those techs, I was kind of expecting him to go ahead and farm a little bit more there for those techs, like Leaf Slash specifically, Leaf Slash and Heal. But he didn't farm there either, so there was just that fight, and then I think the pre-elevator fight, there was another mage that dropped the speed tab. So besides those two, yeah, you would have had to just farm it. I certainly would have. I would have gotten all my characters to 16, or at least like 116 and 215s, but that's just me. I'm silly.
Yeah, you're being a straight bully at that point, because anything you fight's not even going to be able to move.
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the reasons I like Maya so much, because I like to haste everybody. So 16 speed, hasted everybody, like you're just unstoppable at that point. So.
Yeah, when I saw that late game Barrel had haste, I was like, maybe, but nah.
You did briefly consider Morrow.
Yeah, it was never gonna happen, but it was like, oh man. Because that was like after the haste helmet hunting, so.
Right. So like, I can get haste if I just use Morrow, but no.
Yeah, plus I'd be trying to do the Doom Surge strat where like she has to like go in at 1 HP, haste Chrono, then die, and like it just get a little too gimmicky.
Right.
I just need the haste helmet to do that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I was thinking about it. When you get an idea in your head, sometimes it's hard to get that idea out of your head.
Absolutely. Is Chrono doing so? The thing is, I never got to see what sword Cryo has with his Chrono, because that confused did like very low damage. It's got to be a Crisis sword, right? Because okay. It looks like Cryo's going to go ahead and throw in the towel for this one. GG's to everyone. I'm going to see if Cryo wants to join in the interview. Yeah, I think in Cryo's case, like he was really close. Like him and Fawn were really close together for a lot of the final dungeon there. But the difference was the gear that Fawn had gotten versus also having a brand new Frog without necessarily the best techs. Oh, the stream has ended.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one to watch back because sorry.
Say what's VT?
No, I just cut the Discord stream, so we're still on.
Oh.
Since all the runners are finished running.
Okay, can people still hear us on the channel?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to. I was confused because we cut stream on Discord, but we're still live. So, I haven't heard from Cryo, so I don't know that he will want to join for post-race interviews. So definitely get your GGs in chat for Cryomonoxide as well. As you can see, like he demonstrated really good skill, just like everybody else did here. Hunny, thank you for joining us today on the post-race interviews. Again, everybody out there in chat, give our runners a follow. Phone, Hunny, and Cryomonoxide. Their Twitches were posted in chat earlier. Hunny, did you have any other final words you wanted to say about the seed or jets or anything like that?
I'm just happy with just how active Jets has been lately. Like, understand we're in off season for Millennial Pre right now, but race has been popping off. I've gotten a race against like 8 or 9 different people. It's just been a lot of fun, and yeah, I've been learning a lot the past few weeks. Watching other people play, and yeah, it's crazy. Just every time I think I have this game down, it's just so much more to learn. So yeah, it's just been fun how active it's been. So I really appreciate you to organizing all the races lately, and it's just been a blast.
Oh, thank you so much, Hunny. Really, you're gonna make me cry. I've been really happy to kind of step in. Like I joined, I think a while back, and definitely felt like I wasn't doing enough for the team, and I had babies, so things got a little delayed there. But we need you, Hunny. We need people like you. We need racers. We need people that are excited and happy like that. So the thanks goes both ways. Um, and Slacker, VTSlacker, restreamer here, just no questions asked. He's like, yeah, let's do this. So really exciting to have people who are all, they're in it for the team, and that's really cool. Thank you to everybody that was involved in chat today. There were several chatters here who are helping keeping me honest about what's going on in the season with 3 different runners. It was a little hard to follow, but we managed to do it. VTSlacker also, on top of restreaming, handled the tracking, so big shout out to him again. And thanks again to Hunny, to Phone, to Commentators, and a double thanks to Hunny for joining in on the interviews and telling us how that was. Hope to see you guys around for the next Jets of Time. We are going to be playing another Jets of Time later this evening, the evening weekly. Still to be determined if we're going to be able to get that on Restream or not, but hopefully we will continue to do these on Sundays. And that should be it. Thanks, everybody, and see you all next time.